This crazy bus driver showing off his camera without even caring about people's life. Oh, I'm sorry, he is not that crazy. Look, this fight in a stadium during a game break. This man being attacked by a lioness. The police pulled over this driver, but didn't expect to see this. This is just a leaf on the ground. Wait for it.
Back writers, hope you had a nice day off yesterday and enjoyed it. We are back for the final part of our informative piece before you submit it early next week, and that part is the exciting endings. So I've got a video here of some different endings that you might not expect. Enjoy. Hope you like that year 5. These are the strategies for your exciting endings, also known as your conclusion, but we don't like to call it that because it's a bit boring, and then everyone ends their starts their conclusion with "in conclusion," which is really boring and doesn't interest anyone. Because what we want to do is create super rowdy readers. We want people to be super rowdy by the end of reading your informative piece, just like those guys in the football stadium dancing around. So you want to create super rowdy readers. When they finish, you want them to throw it in the air and go, "Woo!" So super rowdy readers is what we want. And super rowdy readers stands for summarize, rhetorical questions, and repetition, which you guys have seen before. For example, summarize means 1 or 2 sentences to summarize each paragraph. So that would mean if you have 3 paragraphs, that you would have either between 3 and 6 sentences. Because 1 to 2 sentences per paragraph. So we don't just want one sentence that summarizes the whole thing, because that is not doesn't make super rowdy readers. It only gives them a 1-sentence summary. It doesn't really help them remember any of the information. Also, in a way that flows together is nice. So not just If paragraph 1 was about dolphins are smart. Paragraph 2 was about dolphins live in pods. And then the last one is killer whales are also dolphins. Something I learned from someone's informative writing for this. They didn't do this, the person who wrote about dolphins, but it's an example of what you shouldn't do. They didn't do it, I'm just doing it. It doesn't flow together. It's just 1, 2, 3, bang, bang, bang. Dolphins are intelligent creatures. You'd want to elaborate a little bit, spin it out. With amazing brains, something like that. Part of their intelligence is to live in social groups called pods. And then you could say, most surprisingly, even killer whales, killer whales are also dolphins. That would be an okay summary of the 3 paragraphs that flows together fairly well. I've got the bare minimum. I've only got 1 sentence per paragraph, so you could definitely expand that out, but that's just a quick example. That's how you create super with a summary. Rhetorical question. Now this one's kind of funny to read because a lot of year 5s were using rhetorical questions just as questions. They would ask a question like, what is a group of dolphins called? But that is not actually a rhetorical question. A rhetorical question needs no answer because the answer is obvious. For example, shouldn't we all use rhetorical questions? The answer obviously is yes, because I'm telling you to do it. So what we don't want to see is a question that's not a rhetorical question. We don't want to see that. We also don't want to see a rhetorical question that you then answer. Like, aren't dolphins... This isn't a great rhetorical question, it's just an example. Aren't dolphins incredible animals? That's a rhetorical question. So we don't want you to answer it. We don't want you to go, of course they are. Or something like this, which I've seen a lot. Did you know? Blah, 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 blah. Well, now you do. So we don't want that either. If you ask a rhetorical question, we don't want an answer, and a rhetorical question needs no answer. There you go. So that's part of creating super rowdy, which was the rhetorical question. And lastly, repetition. This is probably the easiest one to use a little bit. And you can vary it a little bit just so it's not super predictable when the reader is reading. So you could change it up a little bit, like this is it. This is the final day for your informative writing. This is it. Or you could even break up the the repetition in your paragraph a little bit. So you could repeat it through the exciting ending. You don't have to have it all at the end or all in one spot. So there you go, year 5. That is your strategy to create super rowdy readers who are excited to read your exciting ending. Summarize, rhetorical question, and repetition. That will give you a great exciting ending. So that's a reminder here. Also remember to write down these strategies. Even if you think, I know I'm going to remember what's in the video, it's not as good as actually writing down, just copying down these strategies. All the time I see kids who have written these strategies at the top of their work, and it means their work is actually so much better. Better than kids who I know have thought, oh, I'll remember that, I don't need to write it down. And then they write something that's totally different. So, write it down, just copy it down. It'll take you about 30 seconds to a minute, and it's going to make your writing mwah. So, looking forward to seeing your exciting ending soon. And you'll get some feedback, and then you'll be submitting your complete informative piece, the final product, early next week. Okay, let us know if you have any questions, year 5s. Bye!